Well, hello to all you wisdom walkers out there. Have been wisdom walking, will be wisdom walking, need to be wisdom walking. This is Jojopah Maria and Saroma coming to you with some very special information about this eclipse that already happened. It already happened, folks. The eclipse happened at 6 a.m. Eastern time. That would have been 3 a.m. for me. And well, it started before 6, but it was at its peak, like when the moon was most red, the blood red moon. Um, that happened at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Lasted for about an hour. And so, like by 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 my time, then it was done. And what that's about is that yeah, we already got the download. We already got the download. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so glad it happened while I was sleeping, but it's still happening. It's just still happening. Oh, I got some watchers. Hey, Wisdom Walker, there's Carmen Ray. Hey, Carmen, good to see you. Thanks for listening in, seeing me how crazy I am today. Hey, Michael Demon of WeMergeMedia.com. Wonderful. And Carmen Ray is BeWellForWomen.com, that wonderful magazine that she lets me put articles in every quarter. So I had to just say, let me not try to do all the astrology up until the 12th. Let me just focus on today because this energy it's amazing. It's really, really tight. But by the same token, it's not really any different from what we've been going through since 2020. So I wanted to just be able to give you some guidance, some information. I got my paper here with three astrologers that I think give some good information, and it will help us. It will help us navigate. I know I need help. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I know I need help because this eclipse, the tension in it is. Well, let me just start, and I'll explain to you why. Let me explain to you. Let me not get ahead of myself because I did create a couple little pictures here for you in regards to this. So first, let me start with some quotes I found. A quote I found from Astro Butterfly, who I use a lot because she's just amazing, and she says. November 2022 is a blend of Scorpio, lunar nodes, Uranus, and Saturn, Sagittarius energy, which will come at the end of the month. We'll all be so grateful for that. To get an idea, I love this. Just picture zombies on a roller coaster. Scary, right? Yeah, like way scary, Astro Butterfly. And she says, November feels a bit scary, not necessarily in a negative way, but when we have Scorpio transits, eclipses, Uranus activations, we know we're not up for a smooth stroll in the park, at least not in the first part of the month. Yes, folks, it does get better. I promise you. This is a North Node eclipse that will initially shake us to the core. Amen to that, but will eventually open us up to new possibilities and realities. Whatever happens is for the sake of our own growth and development. That's really wonderful to hear because I really need to hear that right now. So just know that this reading is for me as well. I never leave myself out anyway, but especially this one is for me, very much so. So here we are today, November the 8th. And like I said, this eclipse happened in the morning time here in the time frames for the United States. So if you were someplace where there was a clear sky, it never rains in Southern California, but we have been having deluge for the past 2 days. But if you were someplace with a clear sky, you could have seen it. It would have been really beautiful because the moon turns really blood red, and it's just really great. So here's what we got. We got this full moon total lunar eclipse, meaning it was totally wiped out. And in the sign of Taurus. And of course, an eclipse is that combination of the lining up, the exact lining up of the sun, the earth, and the moon. And so, as it says here, total eclipses are the most intense and life changing type of eclipses. Whatever happens around the eclipse, it is meant to be. There's nothing to fear. Be open to whatever comes. And so, in native tradition, one of the words for this moon in November, the full moon, would be the beaver moon, because, of course, this is when the beaver is getting busy, making sure he's got his little house built and everything he needs, getting ready for the winter. Um, Taurus and the North Node, as you see here, is important because right now, the North Node, the North Lunar Node, is in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus, what does that represent? That represents really our earthly material possessions and experiences. We think of Taurus associated too with home, our place of living. Also could be our place of business. So it has to do with, whatever it is that kind of ties us to the earth, grounds us to the earth. And you can also think of Taurus because it's a bull, right? It's what's going to help drive us on our path. It's also an energy that can help to open us up for new seeds to be planted, right? Use the plow the fields. It can be very stubborn, and it's called one of the fixed signs in the zodiac. And so it's up in this north node, which is these invisible portals associated with the moon. So in the north part, it's called the north node, the lunar node. Now in the south, it's the south node, and that is in the sign of Scorpio, where the sun right now is transiting through, right? We're in Scorpio season. And so it's just important to have an awareness of that as you see why the intensity is. And what is Scorpio? Scorpio is about, the deep dark secrets. It's interesting because it's also a fixed sign, and it also has to do with our material, and that's why most people know of Scorpio being associated with sexual behavior, with sexuality. And it is about that. It is about our experience of ourselves as sexual beings so that we can procreate. um, and it's because it has to do with things that are hidden. It's an energy that is, coming to what? Yeah, coming to push up things that we need to be aware of, that we need to accept. We may not like it, but we need to see it. And the Scorpio, of course, its symbol is the scorpion, that dreaded bug that nobody ever wants to be around, because if you get bit by the scorpion, it could not be a good day. Anyway, so this is just some of the elements that are involved in this. And so it's bringing a real tightness, it's bringing a real tightness to this energy. So here's the other reason why this is so tight, because and gave you some of what's involved. Now let's see how they're involved. Show you how they're involved. So we have this T square, it's called in astrology. And a T square is just about how the planets are aligned, how they're connecting and communicating with each other. And so a T square, you hear the word square. So yeah, that's some tight energy. That's some tight energy. And so at the bottom of this T square, we have the two planets that are in opposition, which is Uranus on one side and Mercury on the other, and Uranus is in Taurus right now. And so because the sun is in Taurus, that's why we say it's conjunct, it's conjuncting. And it's also conjuncting the moon because the moon is in Taurus, the full moon in Taurus. So there's this alignment between the moon and the and Uranus. I'm sorry, it's on the other side that the sun is, forgive me. So the opposition is with Mercury, which was right now in the sign of Scorpio, and the sun is in the Scorpio for Scorpio season. And so there is this square, this opposition that's going on. Now, at the apex of this T square, of this tightness, this is an energy of resolution. Let me get out my little papers here so I can be clear when I'm saying this to you. Yeah, so this is kind of the energy of resolution, and it happens to be Saturn in Aquarius, which we have been working with, since 2020, or really in December of 2019 into 2020. And it's bringing in energy of change. It's associated with the age of Aquarius, this opening up to a new way of being and doing and having. The age of Aquarius is associated with moving out of just thinking about me and being now having to think about we. And that's what COVID did for us, right? It let us know, yeah, it's not just one country, it's the entire globe that has to be conscious about what's going on. So the planets in Taurus and the planets in Scorpio square this Saturn in Aquarius. But Saturn is, in fact, at the apex of this T square, right? And it's in the release or the manifestation point, it's called, of the tension created by the two planets in opposition. So the way we resolve this Taurus Scorpio conflict is with Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is the adult in the room in its domicile sign, meaning this is its home sign. And Saturn is level headed and understands the bigger picture. Perhaps sometimes life is less about what's mine, which is Taurus, all that material stuff, and what's yours, which is also related to Scorpio. Perhaps sometimes we need to zoom out of the situation and do what adults do, or supposed to do. Aquarius is a humanitarian sign that's concerned with what is best for the society as a whole. So to break that down into some more language for you, what this energy is saying, this tightness is there, it's happening. And it's for you to become conscious that whatever this upset is, like for me, which has to do with a very Turanian issue, it has to do with where am I going to live? And so it is saying that even though you're having this issue, remember, it's not just about you. Yeah. That it involves more people than just you. And if you stay focused on just you and you don't pull back into your adult consciousness, part of what I've been talking about, that higher timeline, then you'll suffer. Basically, you'll suffer. If you think this is only about you, you will suffer. So, for all of you out there who are having some kind of opposition, some kind of tension, like for me, it was a smackdown of disappointment. So, I thought I had everything worked out, I had my plan. Well, it fell through. So now I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How do I figure this out? Where am I going to live? My little brain, I can't take it. That's why I have my hoodie on because my brain just can't take it. I don't know what's going on. And so, what the message is coming to me for my situation and for yours is remember, it's not just about you. There's other people involved, there's other things involved. So, step back. Step back. Do not try to make a decision, folks, today. Okay. In fact, don't try to decide anything until you get to the 12th, which is Saturday. Yeah, let's get through these next couple of days. Just let yourself rest, take it easy. If you feel yourself going down that road of I got to figure it all out, don't do it. Don't, it's not time. Because I know for me, I'm so triggered. All I can do is think about me like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? And what this is saying, no, mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Don't stay in that. open yourself up to the bigger picture. So it's asking us to be patient and open and obedient to a greater order and direction. Yeah. And we don't like that, but it'd be hard to do. Hey, Anika. Thanks, Doc. Yeah. Somebody else called me doctor today, Dr. Jojopah. Dr. Jojopah, Queen Sheba. Who doesn't know where she's gonna live? Yeah, okay. Let me stop. Let me let it go. Let me let it go. I'm gonna walk my talk. I'm gonna let it go. And remember, it's not just about me, there's other people involved. Anyway, so for whatever may be going on for you, very seriously, wherever that disappointment came, that plan fell apart, or the joker jumped up in the situation. Like you thought you had it all, it was all worked out, it was all planned, and then boom, it just goes. Um, step back and pause. I can't tell you enough how that is. Do not get out your pen and paper and try to figure it out right now. No. And it may not be you that even needs to figure it out. You may just need to open up to getting some help. So this is asking us because of how tight this energy. Let me show you how tight this energy is again. See that? That's tight energy right there. That's tight energy. That is not flow. So you really don't want to try to turn a no into a yes. That's very, very important. Don't do that to yourself. No, 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 no. All right. So let me give you some more about um, this beautiful eclipse energy that we are sailing through. And this is about again to understand the tension between the north node and the south node, just so you can see it in another picture. So the north node of the moon is where right now the lineup is with it's in Taurus. So you've got the moon in Taurus and you've got Uranus in Taurus. Okay. That's what you got going on. Excuse me. And that energy represents taking responsibility. In the south node, you got the sun and Mercury because this is Scorpio. Okay. And that's about blaming others because Taurus is about, what I can do, what I can generate for me. And the Scorpio is about, how others impact me. So one is my autonomy and the other is, how I'm connected, how I'm relating. And so the other big message here with this tension is, you're going to be asked, am I going to blame somebody for the disappointment and for what's not working out? Or am I going to step back, take a pause until the 12th? After 12th, it's good. There'll be trines. And take responsibility. I'm always saying this to people that I work with. All that can show up is what you're believing about yourself. Yeah, yeah. Because the subconscious is running the show. And so when something doesn't work for you, you don't go out to get other people to do something different and see that's blaming others. Your job is to pause, step back, breathe, take a rest, and then ask yourself the hard contemplative question. How does it serve me to stay in this mess? To be upset and frustrated by this mess? How is that serving me? Because if we stay angry and upset and we want to blame somebody, we're like this. Look, see, this is how we are. When we get that, oh, okay, my core wound is trying to run my life, and it loves me being frustrated, upset, and blaming people. But I'm not going to let it do that. I'm going to open myself up to receive. I'm going to open up to learning what this is really about. Obviously, the place I thought I was going to be is not where I'm supposed to be. It's as simple as that. It really is. And I need to open up to, okay, where is that? So whatever's going on, if this is about a relationship, especially if somebody promised you something and now they're reneging on that promise, ooh, and you just want to take them out. Don't do that. Don't do it. Pause, go in, rest, and then ask yourself, okay, How does it serve me to have somebody in my life that I'm not able to depend on, that I can't count on? What is that about for me? Yeah, like what is going on? Mhm. Okay, I got some more things here I gotta show. Nika's saying, "Hey, Jojopah." Thank you, Nika. Somebody saying it resonates. Love it. Thank you. Hey, there's the queen. Thank you, queen. Thank you, queen. Yes, yes, yes. That's Queen Noor Jawad. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So I have another piece I want to share with you. Some more goody here. That information I was giving you is coming from the great Astro Butterfly, who I just love, 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 love dearly. She's so on it. She so gets it. Oh my God. Um, and just to end with Astro before I share with you Gray Crawford, she says, we may make a decision to change something fundamental about our lives as a result of this eclipse, or we may stay where we are. Either way, we must take responsibility for our choices. We will accept what's working, what's not working, and make peace with it. And that's what I'm talking about, going in and doing that work to free ourselves up. You want to get definitely freed up. So, the other astrologer that I felt had some good information for you um, is named Gray Crawford. And Gray is talking about the role of Mercury. See that right there? Yeah, by that sign, that's that Mercury. And so he's talking about the role that Mercury is playing in this. And so Gray says that the inward nature of Scorpio being catalyzed by the contraction of Saturn, that's back to that T square. Let me show you again the T square. There we go. So there's Mercury over on the right side of the screen, and then that's Saturn up top. And he says that, again, by catalyzed by the contraction of Saturn, calls for a turn within and a focus upon the depth of the in breath rather than rushing toward the release to exhale. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. You got to go in, don't go out, go in, go in, and go in. Okay, and here's what he's saying again. So he says, with Mercury rushing at full speed into the heart of the sun in Scorpio, the star of Hermes is calling for a descent into the embodiment of one's own essential character in order to act and speak from one's core values rather than being rashly reactive to the unsettling winds of change that will be blowing through collective and personal events. He says we can shed the influence of past conditioning on our thoughts and perception more readily. Consider what thought forms and opinions you hold due to being told you have to think that way, or due to wanting to conform with or be accepted by others. Mercury in Scorpio is in position to help you cut through the heart of your present state of being. Wow. Wow. Just think about that. That's really deep. That's saying that, okay, all of this tension has come. It has come up, right, for us. And that what we're being asked to do is to use it to really get connected to our essential being. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that divinely ordered? So instead of suffering, because I'm human. I'm like y'all. I'm ready to suffer. I'm ready to go down there. Oh no, I don't know what I gotta do. And it's just an act. It's not really real. But I've got an opportunity now to really take time and think about what do I really want? Where do I really want to live? How do I really want to live? And take time to really get clear and set my intentions and then allow the universe to do what only the universe can do. Because I couldn't figure out how to get out here to my paradise, I call it, in Santa Monica. So I can figure out how to stay. Like, that's not my job. My job is to get clear and not fall into that victim trap as we easily can do. Hey, Amina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Love it. Love it. So, yeah, what can I say, folks? This is, you know, it's tight. The energy is tight. And it's tight for a reason, as you saw. You got these planets with their energies, and that's for us to be able to be conscious and to navigate through staying true to ourselves rather than going to reaction and becoming crazy. Um, and the older you are, the more the harder and the deeper the consequences are. You do that. Like, it's not a good day. It's not a good day. Oh, wait, I got another quote here. Somebody says, yes, Michael says, so many times stepping back was the best thing I could have done. I look back at those times and say, wow, that's all I needed to do. Michael, I can't thank you enough for that because I need that. I need that reminder. Because, especially when you be trying, used to, like, I can do this, I can figure this out, I got this, you feel like if I'm not doing it, I'm doing something wrong. But I'm here to tell you, and Michael just told you, you're not doing anything wrong. You are really, really, really being obedient to cosmic law and how the universe really works. And I want to just emphasize before I tune off that it's so important to remember we're in the age of Aquarius now. We're in a new earth. It really has shifted. And we can't just think only about ourselves. We've got to open ourselves up to consider the fact that everything we think, say, and do is connected to somebody else. We're not in this alone. We're in this together. Oh my God, isn't that wonderful? We're in this together. I love, 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 love that. So, today's election day. I prayed for America that it does that too. So thinking about everybody else, not just about the we, the we's, the me's that they are, within a we, but to really consider that there are other people. So I'm praying for our country, praying for all of us, praying for the world. COVID is not over, folks. Let's please accept that. Yeah, I can't say it enough. Don't be blindsided. It's a microorganism and it wants to live. So take care of yourselves. Step back and pause. Those of you who are like me, presented with, oh, I gotta know. I don't like that, and really give yourselves an opportunity to, just be. Just be. That's the best thing I can say. Just give yourself an opportunity to just be. Yeah. There's so much liberation and surrender. We must do the work too. Absolutely. Absolutely. And not confuse doing the work with being disobedient. As surrendering is work. That is work. Because it's very hard not to. Absolutely. So again, happy eclipse. We do have some flow energy coming up by the end of the week. So then you can move forward with your decision making. You'll get clarity. And it's been my pleasure to share this information with you. Have a good rest of your evening or day. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye now.